What should I do with my life? Such a deep and profound question, but it really kind of opens up a can of worms, doesn't it? Because are we talking about what should I do with my education, or what should I do about family, or what should I do about my purpose? Or is this a question of why or what or how? What should I do with my life?
Welcome to Leading Leaders Podcast, 5-minute videos, 5 days a week.
I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. I'm afraid this is a question that's been asked probably since man had the awareness that they were living creatures with the ability to cognitively decide, what should I do with my life? And I think through generations, there have been those who've said, let me tell you what you should do with your life. We have flashbacks to things like slavery and even today's sex trafficking and the corporate world, where you're told, well, if you want to have this kind of income, you've got to have this kind of job. And if you want to have that kind of job, you've got to have this kind of education. If you want to have that kind of education, you've got to have this kind of preparation. And so from the beginning until the end of your life, the course is kind of mapped out for you. If you have decided only that you want to have a nice job and a nice house and a nice car, in order to get that, you've got to follow these rules. You've got to do these things. And then some people completely abandon that concept and say, well, what should I do with my life? Meaning, what is my purpose? What is my meaning? Why am I on earth? Do I have value as a human being just to exist? And people like Mother Teresa answer that question in an entirely different way. From a personal income standpoint, she had very little money. Well, when you think about the difference that she made around the world, Calcutta, India is an entirely different place because of her. And that took tens of millions of dollars to accomplish. She just didn't follow the career track to go to school to get this degree and go to school to get that advanced degree and fall into that path and work in a career for X number of years in order to reach the achievement of $10 million. No, she did the work that was needed to be done, and other people came behind her and said, you're doing what we can't do, let us give so you can do. And she found her purpose, and her why am I here, and her what am I supposed to do with my life, kind of all rolled into one, and it didn't have anything to do with earning a paycheck. And then there are those who feel like I should be able to enjoy my time, enjoy my life, be free to come and go and do as I please, and other people will foot the bill, even though what they want to do with their life is very selfish, very self-centered. It's all about me and my pleasure and my goals and my dreams and I think it was maybe an administration or two ago that someone actually spoke up and said, there are a lot of people out there who are working to get this STEM qualification for certain jobs, but in their heart, they're just poets. Or in their heart, they're just writers. We should let them write poetry or create art or do whatever it is that they want to do, and we should support them in that. And to some degree, there was a hint of, well, let's give them welfare. Let's pay their way for them. They don't really need an official education, but we should still support them while they do art or write poetry or whatever else. I think to some degree, there's a validity in that. But after a certain age, the idea that I'm not going to be a contributing member to society, but I expect society to contribute to my well-being, there's something wrong with that picture. There's something that goes back to the old premise, age-old premise. If somebody wants to eat, let them work. If they want to consume from society, let them invest in society. And maybe their contribution to society is Hemingway or Picasso or Da Vinci. Maybe their contribution to society, what they do that creates value, isn't a labor job. I get that. Totally cool with that. But if they're not going to apply themselves diligently to anything, then everybody else taking care of them, to me, seems like a challenge. If, on the other hand, they will apply themselves diligently like a Picasso or a Beethoven, maybe they don't build buildings or feed people, but they create incredible works of art that last for centuries. Totally cool with that. Their contribution to society might look a little different, but it's still very important and very effective. And that, I believe, is worth investing in, not only from the financial support side to make sure that they can keep up their life, but it's worth them investing in the education and the training to do it. It's worth them investing in the diligent time to make sure that they don't just do it for a hobby, but they become very, very good at it. That their contribution to society is not, it kind of looks like you did half of an effort, just enough to get the check, but that's spectacular. That's a huge expression of you. So when you're asking yourself the question, as a young leader, when someone asks you the question, because you're their leader, what should I do with my life? I really believe the first place to start is with the heart. To ask yourself from a skills and a talent and a gift and a passion standpoint, what do you want to do? Then let's ask the question, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you're made for, if that's what you're wired for, is there someone else already doing that, making a living at it? Is there a way that what you want to do will contribute to society? And let me tell you the one major flaw in a lot of that pursuit. There are a lot of people who say, I don't care what I do as long as I make a lot of money. That path will lead you to destruction every single time. There are a lot of people who make a lot of money and they're absolutely miserable. And there are a lot of people who do exactly what they love and they don't make a lot of money, but they're absolutely delighted. And somewhere in the middle are people who love what they do and they make good money because they love what they do. Tiger Woods might be an expression of that. LeBron James might be an expression of that. Just take a look at the people who love what they do and they make a lot of money doing it because they're very good at what they do. And then ask yourself the question again, what do I want to do with my life? I'm Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast for Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.
Subscribe now to our extensive video library of leadership lessons promoting faith, family, and freedom.